The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is CNEagles.com. I'm William Meyer, joined by head tennis coach Gene Love. Coach Love, you started out this season 0-2 after your trip to Florida. What were some of the things that you learned about your team early on this season?
Well, first of all, the scheduling of the teams was on purpose. They were good teams, and we wanted to see where we were. We competed well. Both teams, I thought, competed very well. We made too many errors. We needed to tighten up on some things. We especially need to get a little bit better in doubles. I don't know that was terribly unexpected. On the women's side, we have 3 new doubles combinations from last year. On the men's side, I expected probably to do a little bit better, but once again, we have 3 new doubles combinations. So we're working out some issues there. So I'm not displeased with that at all. That's what we went to do, is to find out what we needed to work on. In singles play, we had some patches of good play. We had a few of the women that played well in singles. And we had a few men that played well in singles. We competed really well. Even some of the matches that we didn't win in singles, they were good matches. They were 3-set matches or two tough sets. So we've just got to make a few less errors and just play a few points, better. And I think the singles play will come around. But overall, what we found out about ourselves is that we got a lot of heart. We competed well, and that we've got to clean our game up a little bit. So those were 2 things that I think were focuses going in to that Florida trip. One thing about the Florida trip, though, is that the USTA National Tennis Center is an awesome place. I would recommend tennis fans, if you have a chance, I definitely would visit the National Tennis Campus.
Now, one bright spot I saw on the men's side was that Jesus Vicente did pick up 2 victories over the weekend. What was his play like down there in Florida that got him to those 2 victories?
Well, I think his play, first of all, was smart, okay? We're not playing any bad competition. That's why these 2 teams were scheduled. They're solid teams. So he just played, he played probably most consistent we had several other players who played consistently as well, but he was just very tough on the big points. He played consistently. He played with a lot of energy and passion, which he always brings to the table. He's just a good competitor, too, but he was just really played good at the appropriate times. The big points, he was there, and he played well.
Looking over at the women's side this weekend, Jill Corsado picked up a victory along with a newcomer,
Yes.
Ali Lashova.
Elise
Lashova, yes. What can you say about those 2 picking up victories over the weekend as well?
Well, both of those players, Jill has already a couple of years of college experience under her belt. She's a junior this year. So that didn't really surprise me with her. What you see, you pretty much get a consistent level of play from her every time out the gate. And she plays well. She hits a very clean ball, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So she forces her opponent to play clean. And if that opponent does not, then Jill can really take advantage of that. Elisa, as a new player, just getting to learn her game a little bit more, but she's very competitive. She's a good competitor. She has very solid ground strokes, and she's just not going to make a lot of errors. And she's going to compete, till the end. And so it was one of those things where both of those, and they played doubles together at 1 doubles, and they were just short, a tie break in one match and 8-6 in another match, and once again, just playing a few points here and there differently. They just perform very solidly. They just don't make a lot of mistakes.
Now, looking into this coming weekend, you face Bellarmine on the road in Louisville at night. What can you say, since your team hasn't exactly played many night matches, and they've opened the season with 2 consecutive night matches?
I don't really see that being an issue at all, really. We're going to be playing indoors at the University of Louisville, and Once again, that's not going to be a problem at all. We've practiced some indoors during the evenings, so that's not going to be an issue at all. Obviously, what will be an issue is it's going to be every time out the gate is we've got to get a quick start in doubles. We've got to play a little bit better doubles, play the big points better. So instead of being 0-3 or 1-2 in doubles, we might be 2-1 or 3-0 ourselves after coming out of the double. So that's going to be important for us, is to start fast. Okay. And then in singles, I think we just need to continue on the path we're on, and just once again, we've got to clean up a few spots and play the big points a little better, and I think we can be very competitive there.
Now, their men's team comes into this week's match 0-3 on the season, but their top two players are 5-1. How are you going to counter that with your top two players?
Well, we'll have to counter that with our top two players. That means JP and Hidalgo will, have to step up and play well. And I think they can. On the indoor courts, it will probably be a quick surface, which may benefit the opponent, but it also could benefit us as well. So that'll be real interesting to see how those matches go. But we'll just go out and JP and Hidalgo at 1 and 2 singles will do their thing, and hopefully it'll be better. And we can play those big points better, and it'll be better than the other folks. If the other folks are better, then they'll just be better. But we're going to go out there, and we'll play, no doubt. We'll play, and we're going to put up a fight.
Now, looking over at the women's side, they're coming into this match 3-1 with a little momentum after winning last week. In doubles play, they are 4-0 at number 1 doubles. So what are you going to have to do to counter that as well?
Well, once again, we're going to have to play good doubles. We played decently in Florida, but I think we need to be a little bit more aggressive and to look for the ball and be a little bit more attacking than we were in Florida. And I think we can do that, and we'll just do our thing. And if it's good enough, it's good enough. If we need to make some adjustments during the match, obviously we will. But once again, if they're playing good doubles, that's great, because it presents us a good challenge and we can test ourselves again. But we've just got to focus on what we need to do to get better. And that's really about all you can do. You really cannot control what your opponent's going to do, okay? So you've got to be mentally tough and do the things that you can do, okay, to make an impact on your opponent. And that's what we're going to focus on.
Thanks, Coach. She's CN tennis coach Jean Love. I'm William Meyer, and this is CNEagles.com.